The Dallas commuter train screamed off its tracks, metal twisting like paper, sparks showering the dusk. It was 6:47 p.m., June 2nd, 2025, the sky a bruised purple. Chuck Norris, 85, slammed his truck's brakes, heart steady despite the chaos. He'd been driving home, the radio low, when the train lurched across his path, carriages buckling into a ravine below the overpass. Screams pierced the air, then silence, broken only by hissing steam. Chuck leapt out, boots hitting pavement, cowboy hat shadowing his eyes. A figure crawled from the wreckage, a man, 30s, face bloodied, suit torn. He staggered toward Chuck, collapsing at his feet. Norris, the key, stop them, he gasped, pressing a small, blood-slit key into Chuck's hand, engraved with a spiral. His eyes rolled back, body limp. Chuck checked his pulse, gone. Yo, folks, this story's gonna blow your mind. Hit subscribe, smash that like, and comment where you're watching from. Your support keeps these Chuck Norris sagas rolling. Now, let's dive in. The key burned in Chuck's palm, its spiral tugging at a memory. 1983, a covert op, a syndicate he'd crushed, or so he thought. At 85, his joints ached, but his instincts were iron. Sirens wailed, distant, but the ravine was a tomb, smoke curling like ghosts. Chuck pocketed the key, scanning the wreck. A woman, 40s, in a paramedic jacket, climbed from the rubble, eyes sharp. You saw him? She asked, voice low. I'm Tara. He was my contact. Chuck's gaze hardened. Contact for what? Tara glanced at the body, then froze. He's gone. Chuck spun, the man's corpse had vanished, bloodstains fresh but empty. His gut twisted. No one could have moved him that fast. Tara cursed, pulling a phone, but Chuck grabbed her wrist. Talk. She met his eyes, steady. He was syndicate. They're back, running something big. That key's trouble. The syndicate, smugglers, killers, erased in 83 after Chuck exposed their black market ring. The key's spiral was their mark. Why now? Tara pointed to the ravine. He said the train's cargo wasn't what it seemed. Chuck's eyes narrowed. The train was commuter, but cargo? He moved to the edge, spotting a freight car, its door ajar, crates spilled. Tara followed, tense. My sister, Jenna, worked for them. She's missing. That guy knew where. Chuck studied her, grief real, but her timing stank of setup. A kid, 16, skinny, emerged from the shadows, hoodie up. I saw it, he stammered. Name's Kyle. Men in suits took the body. They knew you were here. Chuck's jaw clenched. The syndicate was watching. A crate in the wreckage caught his eye, spiral symbol, lock matching the key. He knelt, ignoring Tara's hiss to wait. The key clicked, lid creaking. Inside, not drugs or guns, but tech, circuit boards, wires, something military. Chuck's blood chilled. This wasn't smuggling, it was war grade. What's this? He growled. Tara paled. Jenna mentioned Project Fade. Said it'd erase cities. Twist, a shot rang out, bullet sparking near Chuck's boot. He dove behind a carriage, pulling Tara and Kyle. The shooter was gone, but a phone lay where the body had been, screen glowing. Norris, you're already too late. Fade begins. No sender. Chuck's mind raced. The survivor, dead, or staged. Tara grabbed the phone, hands shaking. Jenna's alive. She sent this. Kyle flinched, eyes darting. Was he scared, or hiding something? Headlights flared, black SUVs, syndicate muscle. Chuck signaled Tara and Kyle to a ditch. Stay low. He crept toward the freight car, knife in boot, senses razor sharp. A figure moved inside, slight, female. Jenna? He paused, but she vanished, a shadow among shadows. The SUVs closed in, men shouting, armed. Chuck could fight, but 3 against 1 at 85 was dicey. Kyle whispered, there's a tunnel, under the tracks. Chuck nodded, leading them through brush to a rusted grate. Inside, damp walls echoed with drips. Tara clutched the phone, its message a lifeline. "If Jenna's alive, she's with them," she said. Chuck didn't answer. The key, the tech, the message, it screamed trap. But the syndicate's arrogance was their flaw, and Chuck Norris never backed down. As they moved deeper, a rumble shook the tunnel, another train, or something worse. The key's weight grew heavier. Whatever fate was, it started here, and Chuck was its target. The tunnel under the Dallas tracks was a damp maze, water dripping like a dying pulse. Chuck Norris, 85, led the way, cowboy hat tilted, the bloodied key heavy in his pocket. Its spiral symbol, Syndicate, burned in his mind, tied to 83, when he'd gutted their smuggling ring. Tara, 40s, paramedic jacket torn, clutched the Syndicate's phone, its message, "Norris, you're too late," a taunt. Kyle, 16, hoodie up, trailed, his nervous glances screaming guilt or fear. The train wreck's chaos lingered, Syndicate SUVs circling above. Chuck's flashlight cut through the dark, revealing a steel door, spiral symbol etched deep. "Safe house," he growled, voice gravel. Tara nodded, eyes on the phone. Jenna's signal came from here. Chuck's gut twisted. Tara's sister, missing, was their lead, but the vanishing corpse from the wreck screamed setup. At 85, he didn't rush, he dissected. The key fit the lock, clicking smooth. Inside, a bunker, monitors, crates, Syndicate tech humming. A man, 50s, wiry, with a scarred lip, froze mid-step, hands up. "I'm Vince," he said. "I'm out. Syndicate's gone rogue." Chuck's eyes narrowed. "Talk." Vince pointed to a crate, same tech from the train, military grade. "Project Fade. City Killer EMP. You started it, Norris." Chuck's jaw clenched. In 83, his ops seized Syndicate funds, but Vince claimed they were redirected to Fade, a weapon to blackout cities. "Bull," Chuck said. Vince smirked. "Check the files." Tara rifled a desk, pulling a dossier marked 83. Photos, young Chuck, Syndicate deals, a blueprint labeled Fade prototype. Tara's face paled. "You knew?" Chuck shook his head. "Lies." But doubt gnawed. Had his mission funded this? Kyle shifted, eyeing the door. "They're coming," he whispered. Chuck scanned Vince, defector, or bait. Tara clutched the dossier, voice low. "Jenna worked on this. She's not a victim, she's in deep." Chuck grabbed the file. A photo slipped out, Jenna, 30s, sharp-eyed, with Syndicate brass, spiral pin on her lapel. Twist, a monitor flickered, showing live feed, Jenna, in a suit, barking orders in a Syndicate base. "Norris is close. Trigger Fade tonight," she said. Tara gasped, dropping the phone. "She's leading them?" Chuck's eyes bored into her. "You knew?" Tara shook her head, tears welling. "She's my sister." "I thought," Kyle bolted for the door, but Chuck caught his arm. "You're not running." Kyle's hoodie fell, revealing a spiral tattoo on his neck. "I had to," he stammered. "They've got my mom." Chuck's grip tightened. Syndicate leverage, kids, families. Vince laughed, cold. "Jenna's their queen. Fade's her crown." Chuck shoved Kyle to Tara. "Watch him." He faced Vince. "Where's Jenna?" Vince pointed to a map, abandoned rail yard, 5 miles off. "She's waiting." A rumble shook the bunker, explosives, above. Syndicate was collapsing the tunnel. Chuck grabbed the dossier, key still in pocket. "Move!" He kicked open a back exit, leading Tara, Kyle, and Vince into a storm drain, ankle-deep in muck. Tara's voice cracked. "If Jenna's running this, I'm ending it." Chuck didn't answer. Her grief felt real, but Jenna's role changed everything. Was Tara blindsided, or playing him? The drain opened to a rail yard, rusted tracks glinting under moonlight. Syndicate trucks idled, men patrolling. Chuck crouched, spotting a warehouse, Jenna's base, Vince. Kyle whimpered, "They'll kill us." Chuck's hand brushed his knife. "Not today." Vince lagged, eyes darting. "You can't stop Fade," he said. "Jenna's got the city wired." Chuck's mind raced. Fade's EMP could kill power, hospitals, grids, chaos. His 83 op was clean, or so he'd thought. If he'd spark this, he'd end it. Tara checked the phone, screen cracked. "Jenna's signal's here." Chuck nodded, but Vince's smirk lingered. Defector, or double agent? Kyle's tattoo screamed mole, but his fear was raw. Tara's loyalty hung by a thread. A spotlight swept, pinning them. Norris, a voice boomed, Jenna's, amplified. "Bring the key, or Dallas burns." Chuck stood, hat low, key in hand. The syndicate wanted war. They'd get one. The Dallas rail yard was a jungle of rusted tracks and rotting boxcars, moonlight slicing through fog. It was 1:13 a.m., June 2nd, 2025, the air sharp with oil and tension. Chuck Norris, 85, crouched behind a freight car, cowboy hat low, the syndicate's key a cold weight in his pocket. Tara, 40s, gripped a scavenged pipe, her face torn. Her sister Jenna, a syndicate boss, was inside the warehouse ahead. Kyle, 16, syndicate tattoo bared, shivered, his loyalty split. Vince, the scarred defector, lagged, his smirk gone. Jenna's voice echoed via loudspeaker, "Norris, bring the key, or Dallas burns." Chuck's eyes scanned, syndicate goons patrolled, rifles glinting. The key unlocked Fade, their city killer EMP, tied to his 83 op. Jenna's betrayal cut Tara deep, but Chuck sensed a bigger play. At 85, he fought smart, not reckless. "Stay close," he whispered, leading them toward a side entrance. Inside, the warehouse hummed, generators, tech, crates stacked high. Jenna, 30s, stood on a platform, spiral pin gleaming, surrounded by guards. "Norris," she sneered, spotting him. "You're late." Chuck stepped forward, hands open. "Let Tara's sister go," he said, voice gravel. Jenna laughed. "She's mine." "Fade's ready." Tara lunged, pipe raised, but Chuck held her back. "Not yet." Kyle whimpered, then bolted, slamming a switch. Twist one, gates crashed down, trapping them. Alarms blared, red lights flashing. Kyle, eyes wild, yelled, "I'm sorry. They've got my mom." Syndicate goons swarmed, rifles up. Chuck dove behind a crate, pulling Tara. Vince vanished in the chaos. Jenna clapped, slow. "You brought the key to me." A figure emerged, impossible. The train survivor, 30s, blood gone, suit crisp, alive. "Surprised, Norris," he said, voice smooth. "I'm Caleb, Syndicate's true head." Chuck's jaw clenched. The death was a ruse, the key a lure. Caleb smirked. "Fade's a distraction. The real weapon's already moving." Tara gasped, pipe dropping. "Jenna, you knew?" Jenna's eyes flickered, guilt, or defiance. Twist 2, Caleb kicked a crate open, vials, glowing green, labeled Viper strain. "Bioweapon," he said. "One vial, Dallas falls." "You funded it, Norris, in 83. Chuck's blood ran cold. His ops seized funds hadn't stopped the syndicate, they'd built this. Tara grabbed his arm. "We saved Jenna, then stop him." Chuck shook his head. "She's chosen her side." Gunfire erupted, goons firing wild. Chuck moved, instinct sharp, disarming one with a wrist snap, rifle clattering. Tara swung her pipe, cracking a guard's knee. Kyle cowered, useless. Jenna vanished in the fray, Caleb with her. Chuck spotted Vince, slumped, blood pooling. "Dead?" "No," Vince winked, crawling away, faking it. Chuck cursed. Another defector trick. A monitor flared, city grid, power spiking. Fade's EMP triggers in an hour, Caleb's voice boomed, remote. Viper strain follows. Chuck's mind raced, EMP blacks out defenses, bioweapon spreads unchecked. He grabbed a goon's radio crackling, transport at Viper 12. A doc, old syndicate code. The real weapon was there. Tara, panting, said, "Jenna's with Caleb." "I'm going." Chuck gripped her shoulder. "She's not your sister anymore." Tara's eyes blazed, but she nodded. Kyle, sobbing, pointed to a vent. "Escape there." Chuck didn't trust him, but the warehouse was a death trap. He pried the vent, leading them into a crawlspace, air stale. Inside, Tara whispered, "You believe Caleb? Your op did this?" Chuck's jaw tightened. "Doesn't matter. I end it." Vince's fake death, Caleb's survival, Jenna's role, layers of lies. Kyle's sabotage stung, but his mom's life was leverage. Chuck knew syndicate tactics: break the weak, bait the strong. The vent opened to a dock, syndicate trucks loading crates, vials, glowing. Caleb's voice echoed, "Norris, you're outplayed." Chuck crouched, key in hand, knife in boot. The fight was here, but Caleb's absence screamed trap. Tara clutched the pipe, ready. Kyle's eyes darted, fear, or another betrayal. The Dallas dock reeked of salt water and rust, cranes looming like skeletons under a moonless sky. It was 2:47 a.m., June 2nd, 2025, the air thick with menace. Chuck Norris, 85, crouched behind a shipping container, cowboy hat shadowed, the syndicate's key a cold anchor in his pocket. Tara, 40s, gripped her pipe, eyes locked on the warehouse where her sister Jenna and Caleb, the dead survivor, prepped the Viper strain, a bioweapon to kill Dallas. Kyle, 16, syndicate tattoo stark, trembled, his sabotage exposed but his mom's life still their leverage. Syndicate trucks idled, crates of glowing vials loaded for transport. Chuck's breath was steady, despite his age. The key unlocked Fade, a decoy EMP, but Viper was the real threat. Caleb's taunt, "You funded it," Norris, stung, tying to his 83 op. "We end this now," Chuck growled, leading Tara and Kyle toward the warehouse's loading bay. Inside, forklifts hummed, syndicate goons hauling vials. Caleb, 30s, suit crisp, stood with Jenna, 30s, spiral pin gleaming. "Norris." Caleb called, spotting him. "You brought my key." Chuck stepped forward, hands open. "Your war's over." Jenna smirked, vial in hand. "Dallas falls tonight." Tara's voice cracked. "Jenna, stop." Jenna's eyes flickered, regret, but she turned away. Twist one, Kyle, silent, grabbed a wrench from a crate. "For my mom," he yelled, swinging at a goon near Caleb. The wrench cracked the man's arm, vial shattering harmlessly. Kyle, the mole, stood tall, eyes fierce. Chuck nodded, pride flickering. "Good kid." Kyle's act sparked chaos, goons scrambled, Tara lunged, pipe smashing another vial. Chuck moved, disarming a guard with a swift elbow, rifle clattering. Caleb laughed, pulling a detonator. Fade's EMP triggers now. Viper spreads in chaos. Chuck charged, tackling Caleb, the detonator skidding. Jenna grabbed it, hesitating. Tara screamed, "Don't." Jenna's hand shook, then dropped it, running. Chuck pinned Caleb, knee on his chest. "Where's the transport?" Caleb spat, too late. A shadow moved, Vince, the dead defector, alive, slipping into a truck. Chuck cursed. Vince wasn't a defector, he was syndicate brass. Twist 2, a laptop in the truck glowed, Vince typing furiously. Chuck glimpsed the screen, Fade code, uplink complete. A voice crackled via radio, "Well done, Vince. Norris is finished." Not Caleb's, older, colder, a hidden boss, unseen. Vince sped off, truck vanishing into the night. Chuck slammed Caleb's head to the ground, knocking him out. Tara chased Jenna, tackling her near a crate. "Why?" Tara sobbed. Jenna, cuffed by Chuck's belt, whispered, "I had no choice. They own us." Kyle smashed the last files, green liquid pooling harmlessly. Sirens wailed, cops, late but closing. Chuck grabbed the laptop, its uplink dead. Fade's code was gone, sent to the boss. The warehouse quieted, goons cuffed, Caleb limp. Tara held Jenna, tears falling. "She's alive," Tara said. Chuck nodded, but the key in his pocket felt heavier. Kyle approached, wrenched down. "My mom?" Chuck clapped his shoulder. "We'll find her." The kid's courage had turned the tide, but Vince's escape gnawed. The syndicate's true head was out there, Fade's code a ticking bomb. Outside, Dallas glittered, unaware of the averted plague. Chuck scanned the horizon, truck gone. The radio's voice lingered, calm, calculated. His 83 op had sparked this, maybe, but guilt wouldn't stop him. He pocketed the key, a new note found on Caleb, "Syndicate endures. Fate is eternal." No spiral, just truth. Tara stood, Jenna cuffed beside her. "What now?" she asked. Chuck's jaw tightened. "We hunt." Kyle nodded, no longer a pawn. The dock was won, but the war wasn't. A syndicate ghost held the code, and Chuck Norris, even at 85, never let prey slip.